You know Excel, but did you know there's a whole community built around it? Welcome to Excel Esports, a global competition where spreadsheet lovers become problem solvers and even champions. It's not about formulas for work, it's about using your skills in wild, creative, competitive ways. From optimizing game strategies to tackling puzzles no one's seen before. We stream battles to thousands. Winners get trophies. Finalists fly to Las Vegas. Over $60,000 in prize money is up for grabs throughout the season. And behind it all, a community of Excel nerds turned esports athletes. It's fast-paced, it's unexpected, it's insanely fun. And whether you're here to win, learn, or just be part of something epic, you'll find your place. This isn't just Excel. This is Excel Esports. And yes, it's a thing.
Hello and welcome to Office Hours with Amber. I'm Amber and this is Office Hours. The fact that we're all the way almost completely through September and I have not taken a week off, stoked. Because guess who's horrible with consistency and routine? I used to be, but then I stopped saying that and I've changed my life. I am now a consistent girl. Not really. I mean, it's still an uphill climb, but every week I do get excited to come on here and talk about office hours in Excel and competition and all the new things that we're learning. I'm going to check audio. Stoked. Perfect. It is working. We're done with my phone. We've had a lot of updates in the last week, guys. Big news. So last week on Thursday, it was the battle number 9 of the normal season. It was the last normal season battle for the Microsoft Excel World Championships. And I did better than I thought, honestly. So the funny thing about that was we got onto the platform and then it immediately kicked everyone out. And so there was a little bit of a delay. And so thankfully the MEWC team cleared it up within 30 minutes, which was kind of shocking and impressive because I feel like I would have had a full panic, but they figured it out. And then Nick Boberg, my bestie in New Zealand, love the Bobergs. He wrote a case about traveling to New Zealand, which is so funny because I just booked all my travel to go see them and also my friend Colette in Australia for January. So very well timed. The funny thing about that case is I ended up using Power Query to unpivot some data. I used some pivot table. I used every trick in the book, but I ended up getting 94th globally, which I think pretty good. Anything top 100, I'm over the moon about. I'm beyond shocked. So that was super wicked. I was 29th in the US. Again, super shocking. And it was during normal times. It was 11 a.m. for me. So the rest of America was awake. So I don't know. Who could be sure? Maybe Office Hours with Amber is really working. I'd say so. But if you guys would like to join, so today is week 4 of September. This month I've been, normally we would have the community call where everyone comes together and talks about what they've been achieving this month. I think most all of the folks that would be on that call anyway are all preparing for the Microsoft Excel World Championships. I put the link into the chat if you'd like to buy your ticket to enter the qualification round if you have not already qualified. But I today will be playing deep sea diving. So I'm putting that link in the chat as well. That is the link to the play.excel-esports.com, the game that we're going to be playing today. It starts in 6 minutes. I'm just going to keep yapping at you until then. All of this does lead to the Microsoft Excel World Championships finals that are in December 1st through 3rd, where I have been chosen to be a speaker. And next month, I'll be doing presentation prep. So you'll be seeing a little behind the scenes on all of the stuff I'm preparing for the presentation. So I'm super stoked about that. I'm trying to become the most captivating TEDx speaker by then, which I don't think is going to happen, but that's okay. You guys have given me, 30 something weeks of practice talking nonsense for an hour. So I think by the time I get there, a well-rehearsed hour is going to be cake. So if you'd like to join me, go to this website, theactivecell.com/shop and use my discount code. I've never been given a discount code before, but Peachy Pro, 10% off. Pretty cool. Other news. I had other news. Dang. No, we did that. Oh, next week. So next week there's a bonus week in September. So on the 5th week of September, I'm going to be showing off the new brand. So I got my branding done with K-Zoom back in the last few months, and I'm finally going to do a rollout, and I'm going to talk all through how it worked with Nora. I have a little interview with her that I'm going to show. And then we're also going to show the branding and kind of the meaning behind it and all of the little Easter eggs and things that we worked on together, and kind of talk more about Peachy Profitability as a business and what it actually does. So without further ado, the best way to support me and this silly live stream series I do and the work I do is by telling a friend, hey, I know a girl that does stuff in Excel. And she's pretty good at continuous improvement. Basically, if there's any time in your business you're saying, I have no time, money, capacity, we're growing too big, we're growing too fast, I'm building the plane as I'm flying, that's all very easy indicators that I'd be very helpful. We'll talk about it more next week, but for now, we've got 4 minutes until the main event of today starts. So I'm going to have my monitor, and let's see what they got going on.
With Fiverr, you can find top-rated web developers site, or you could.
Welcome to the Road to Las Vegas, Battle 5. These series of Excel esports battles are part of qualification
This one's rated
to the
hard,
main draw
so
of the
good
Microsoft
luck to me.
Excel World Championship 2024, with the finals taking place in HyperX Arena, Las Vegas in December. We are glad to present you the case for the battle.
Nick
Deep Sea
Boberg.
Diving, designed by Nick
Again.
Boberg from New Zealand.
A homie.
You are a deep sea diver and have
I
discovered
think Ella's
the wreck
competing
of the
today
HMS
with me.
Bounty. Its treasure is scattered across the sea floor and is yours for the taking. You have air tanks on hand to help you dive down and collect the treasure, but be careful diving down deep. The deeper you go, the quicker your air supply will run out. For every meter you swim, you will use 2 psi of air. For example, if you swim 1 meter down, 1 meter left, and 1 meter diagonally, you'll have used 1 plus 1 plus 1 multiplied by 2 equals 6 psi. In addition to that, for each meter of depth achieved, you will use another 10 psi. This, however, only applies to the maximum depth achieved during any one dive. That is, you can swim up and down within one dive, but the PSI calculations will only use the maximum depth achieved. For example, if you swim 5 meters down, 4 meters left, 3 meters up, and 2 meters down, you'll have used 5 plus 4 plus 3 plus 2 multiplied by 2 plus 5 multiplied by 10 equals 78 psi. In levels 6 and 7, you can also get excited and breathe air quicker upon finding and taking items of treasure. The amount of air used in this case is dependent on the value of the treasure and calculated as follows: 25 psi
Jesus.
multiplied by excitement factor.
Excitement?
The treasure field map provides you with the location of the boat. All dives must be made
Jesus.
from and to the boat, and all items of treasure spread across the seafloor below the boat. You
I
can
was
dive
excited. I'm
between
not
cells
excited anymore.
upwards, downwards, sideways, and diagonally. The scale of the map is as follows: 3 meters for each cell moved upwards or downwards, 4 meters for every cell moved sideways, and 5 meters for every cell moved diagonally. Note that the sea mounds on the treasure map can be navigated around without the need to go over them. For example, the distance from cell AH8 to AL8 is 16 meters. The case has a 140 questions of 7 levels of difficulty and 5 bonus questions, some of which are independent of the levels.
God.
Plan your strategy wisely. Good
1
luck
minute.
and happy treasure hunting.
You guys get all that? I sure didn't. Hi, Ella. Good luck. You're going to do great. As you always do. We've got Emily. Emily, me, Alexander. He was here last week. Ella Boberg. I feel like she's got some inside intel because she's got Nick on her team. And Mom. And then UKY Cam. 39 seconds. Okay, we're saying deep breaths. Oh, I also will have this in the background on loop. If you hate it, I'm so sorry. I got copywritten on last one, so not that I make money off of this. Like I make all of $0, but yeah, I don't like to infringe on copyright. So we got this. Okay, I'm setting my timer for 30. Deep breath, deep breath. It's gonna be fine. Let's do it. Let's do it. It's the old case. Okay, let's do it. Download case file. Let's do it. Oh, I named this like a jackass. Oh, God. Nice. Just close that other one. Uh-oh. Whoops. Hey, Harry. Oops. Could I have done this in one? Yes. Am I? No. Okay. Up and down is 3, 4, 5. I want to make a table. Did you know that Alt 24 is the up arrow? Bet you didn't. Whoops. Oh, fuck. Didn't mean to do that. I'm an idiot. I'm wasting time. I knew. I knew. Fuck it. Oh, Jesus. Arrow. Black. 3. Up, down. left, right. -1, 1, 1, -1. 1, 1. I'm missing 2 of the other ones. That's okay. 0, 0. 0, 0. 1, -1. 1, -1. I need the other 2. Whatever. Night night, Harry. Okay. How many meters did you drive? Cells traveled 3 meters up and down. Do you have to make it all the way back up? I'm guessing. I don't like this. Oh, gross. Whatever. I knew I was going to be wrong. Oh no! I knew I was going to be wrong. Yes! From the boat. From the boat. From the boat. The boat is at AI2. AI2. Banjo, I'm going to need you to relax. I'm going to think about that. How much air is used when diving to the following treasure spots and returning to the boat? Oh, this has stopped. Let's loop that. I think this is a situation where I need to do that, like, distance from situation. Then do that, like, like that problem. But I also feel like I'm wrong. But we're just gonna try it. Uh-oh. I think I'm wrong. Okay, we're gonna do this over the, yeah, and we're just gonna put it over the treasure field 2. I think I'm wrong though. Ooh. Let's just look. F25. F25. Oh, I'm drawing a blank. Maybe let's read. What's the collective value? You know what? Let's just do a bonus. No harm. No harm. No harm. Oh, I'm just being big dumb. You guys might want to see what I'm doing here. X lookup. This nonsense from items. Symbol. Items. Value. Jeez, Emily fucking rocked it. Look at her. That's wild. Nice. How many meters from the bow is the furthest item of treasure? Well, I'm still not understanding the mechanics of that, so we'll figure that out. Assuming you can only collect 5 treasure items, they must be adjacent to each other. Order. What's the highest value treasure haul? For example, 35 through 39. Okay. Let's get this nonsense. Oh, Jesus. Using the same efforts. wasting a lot of time on this one. How much time do I have? I have 13 minutes. Okay, I need to go back and figure out what the hell was going on with the other one. I just don't want to. Oh. Yeah, I'm being dumb about this. I just want them all to be... I don't think this will work, but we're gonna find out. I knew it was gonna fight me. Ignore errors. $70, and I have 63. So something has gone wrong. Rat. Two through 5. What are the highest value? Highest value, highest value. I have a feeling this is super wrong, but that's okay. We're just gonna try it. Fingers crossed. Okay, let's go. I got one. Okay, we're actually gonna try to figure out how the hell. If you swim 1 meter down, 1 meter left, and 1 meter diagonally, you've done 111 times 2. Oh. For each meter depth achieved, blah blah. That'd be 6. That's the 7th. Column of the indirect. Column. don't like the way I'm doing this, but we are running out of time. Ooh. Yeah, I'm getting myth busted on this one. How many meters are the following from the boat? Meters. Well, it depends on like the path you take, so it's like I think I'm like close, but also miserably far. Like this shouldn't be the difficult one. How's everyone else doing? Man, everyone's zipping. Left and right is 3. Up and down is 4. Diagonal is 5. Not even that. That doesn't make any sense. It's almost like you need to make a choice. Everything that is even that doesn't make any sense. Yeah, I am stuck. 4 minutes. I know I should equals ran some stuff, but I'm gonna actually try. I think my logic here is wrong. Like I should be doing like some sort of diagonal calculation. Ugh. Oh. I mean, this is not helpful at all, but... Yeah, clearly very wrong. Yikes. I'm excited for everyone else. I mean, everyone else is killing it. I think I have just missed a key plot point here. I think it should have prioritized diagonal movement, but I have no beans in my brain. I got nothing, man. I'm excited to watch the video and see what happens. Yeah. Okay. Well, I did my best. Honestly, I'm glad I whizzed through the first. I mean, any case that I get through three levels and some bonuses, a win for me. And for this being a hard case, I'm stoked that I at least wasn't completely taken down, but I'm going to go to YouTube and see if I can find like a walkthrough, because I'd love to figure out what the hell they were talking about by like the distance, because I don't know, my brain just could not put together the thought that it was going diagonally and like preferring that first. Excel Esports Deep Sea Diving. Ah, perfect. Our boy Hayden has a video.
Check this out.
Perfect. Perfect. Let's see what he did.
In just a sec, I'm going to speak with a different accent. And just between you and me, I don't really know how. But okay. First, let's change it up.
Welcome back to another solve of the Microsoft Excel World Championship qualifying rounds. This is battle 5, deep sea diving. Every cell you swim across is 4, and every cell that you swim diagonally is 5. So you have to basically calculate the distance to these treasures, multiply it up by 2 because it's 2 psi per meter that you swim, and you also have a psi spend based on your maximum depth. So the highest depth you hit, you have to times by 10 to get the psi spend for that depth. So if I went 1 cell down, that's 3 meters. So
I didn't even get to PSI questions.
The treasures also have an excitement factor, which is
you know
this
what?
table here.
No, I'm not embarrassed, because I encourage everyone to try Microsoft Excel. Like, I feel like a lot of times on these videos, I'm talking to myself so poorly. I'm like, oh, I'm so dumb. I should know this, blah, blah, blah. Knock it off. We're knocking that off, because guess what? It's a lot of fun. It is literally a cute, fun hobby. And like, like when you're doing Sudoku puzzles, are you telling yourself you're stupid? No, because you're doing something fun. So I'm done. You guys can call me on it if I keep saying silly things about myself. No. Because if I'm saying that about myself, how are newcomers to Excel Esports going to feel about themselves? It's like, no, anyone who's like willing and able to like take the step to even try, I think is doing remarkable. So I'm changing that habit, because gross. Okay.
here, which makes you breathe faster, so you want to multiply that by 12, which is an additional PSI charge. So first of all, I'm going to call this treasure, and I'm going to call this value, just so I can reference them later, and I'll call this excitement. And let's get into it. So what is a collective value of all treasure on the seafloor? So let's just say equals X lookup all of this
What?
in our treasure, and give me the value. If it's not found, give me a 0. That's going to give me all the value of those bits of treasure. So I just want to sum that all.
That's as easy as it had to be, Amber. We listen and we don't judge ourselves.
All up. And that is 9,200. Next up, how many meters from the boat is the first item of treasure? Well, I need to figure out how to do that calculation, so I'll do that later on. So let's get into question 1. So question 1, how valuable are the following hauls of treasure? Done. Next up, we want to...
Yeah, level 1 I did,
here.
so
let's do valuable
no
these
biggie on
are.
that.
So we want to do...
No biggie on that
Now
one.
we want to start diving, so we want to collect all these arrows. Again, I have a lambda for that because it comes up so often.
I should make an arrows like an arrows call sign. That's smart.
And we want to know how many meters they are. So we know diagonal arrows are 5 meters, down is 3, across is 4. There we go. So then we want to look up the arrow in the list of arrows and return the meters that they're worth. I'm going to times that by how many cells we've moved. We also need to go back to the boat, so we've got to times that by 2 because we're going to the treasure.
See, I just took a guess on that. So, hee hee.
And then back to the boat.
It's crazy what reading can do for your game.
Times by 2, and that's our answer. Haven't locked that table. There we go. Okay, now
We're going to say a quick word to ourselves. He's going to just blow our minds, and we know he's going to do that. But that's the point of doing these exams and then doing this, but
now we want to know how many meters these locations are from the boat. So this is where the work of the case really comes in. And this is what I figured out in the real thing quite quickly, which allowed me to place 10th. So if I just give you a quick visual explanation. So let's say I had a boat in this red cell at the top and a treasure in this green cell at the bottom here. How would I calculate the distance to those? So
I feel like he's going to do something that's like there's going to be 2 calculations. It's going to count how many, because anything diagonal that lines up with the row, because probably going to make it so it's like the minimum amount of meters. So diagonal is the fastest you can move, but then you probably expend less meters if you just go up and down, which was 3. So he's probably going to do meters until you get it's going to be meters until you get it, if it matches the row first or the column first, it'll probably just match with the row. And then there's going to be a second kind of recursive little cutie table that's going to say, once you match that row, how much distance between here and here.
Quickest distance is always going to be moving diagonally as far as possible and then going straight across to the location. Obviously, if it's flipped 90 degrees, then going down to the location. So what I want to know is the row and column of the start cell and the row and column of the end cell. And I want to know the difference between them. Then I'm going to be able to take the minimum of those, which would give me the square. So that's going to be my diagonal distance. So I want to times that by 5, and then whatever the remainder is, if it's across, I want to times it by 4, and if it's down, I want to times it by 3. So let's write that in a let, and you will see how we get these distances. So let's say let the start is going to be the boat location, which is actually in AI2. So start is AI2, and the end is this cell. And then we want to say R is the difference between the rows. So it's going to be, we're going to do the absolute value as well, so that we never have to deal with negatives. The absolute value is the row of indirect of the start.
Okay, I wasn't entirely off.
Of the indirect of the end. And then we want to do exactly the same thing for our columns. So let's say columns is the same thing, but we're going to change from calculating the row to the column. Then our diagonal distance, we'll call that D, is going to be the minimum of those two. So row RC, and then our distance is going to be diagonal times 5 plus the row minus the diagonal times, so row is going down, so it's going to be times 3, plus the column minus the diagonal times 4. So when you think about it, either the row or the column is bigger than the diagonal, and one of them is the same. So one of these is going to evaluate to a 0 because I've already done the square, and one of them, either the column is going to be more than the diagonal or the row is going to be more than the diagonal, and it's going to find that remainder. So then let's give us back the distance. So hopefully that works. So let's just put that up here. 139, match the example. So those are our distances. So let's copy those in. Okay, so now that we've got this.
Dang. I was close. I think I didn't quite put together that you could do the min of those. I think even if I was to do this again right this moment, I think I still would have probably messed that up a little bit. Spooky. All right, well, let me... Now, the problem is once you have that little unlocking factor, now I'm like, well, I feel like I could have done 5 and 6 if I knew that bit. But everyone says that.
So let's turn it into a lambda so that we can calculate the distance between any two cells, and it just will make it quicker to
that'll be
do this
wicked
calculation
quick.
again later on. So to turn the let into a lambda, I'm just going to put a lambda at the start, so lambda, and then our inputs are a start cell and an end cell, and then we can just remove the definitions here so that we are done. Wrap that, let's copy it and put it into our formula name manager. So new, we'll call this distance, and let's put our lambda down here. Okay, let's just check it works. So let's say equals distance from AI2 to this is 139. So that's working fine. Now I think we can do the second bonus. How many meters from the boat is the furthest item of treasure? So I am going to actually use one of my lambdas here, which I've shown off in another case. So you can go and watch some of those other videos if you're interested. All it's going to do is pick up all the items, eliminating the blanks, and tell me what cell they're in. I'm then going to say equals distance of AI2, which is the boat location, and that cell. And then I want to know what the maximum one of those is. So equals max of that is 153. So let's say 153. The next bonus, assume you only collect 5 items and they are in order, what is the highest value? So now we want to pull out the order from this. So I am just going to do a quick way and say flatten this as well, because it's the same map and the same dimensions. So that will give me the order. So that is 1, 2, 3, the 4th column. I can then say equals sort this by 4, and it's going to give me the order of all of the treasures. I can then say XLOOKUP the treasure, like we did right at the start, and give me the value. And then I pretty much have all the information about the map that I need there. So what we wanted is 5 treasures in order. So let's take 1, 2, 3.
Didn't do too bad on that one.
Drag that down, and then we want the max of those. So let's how much air is used in diving to that location. So first of all, we want the distance, which we've already got a lambda for.
Man.
Between, again, AI2 and that. So that's our distance. We need to go back to the boat as well. So it's going to be times by 4, because we want to times it by 2 for the PSI, and then go back to the boat, which times it by 2 again. So let's times that by 4. And then for our maximum depth, I might actually just do for the example, for our maximum depth is going to be the rho of indirect of this, minus the rho of the boat, which I think is 2. So here is rho 2. So we are going to then times that by 3, because every meter you go down is, every cell you go down is 3 meters. And we want to times it by 10 because that's the PSI charge for the maximum depth. So those two added up should give us our answer, which they do. So we can then just drag that all the way down. And there we go. Okay, next up we're adding in the PSI starting value, and we want to know how much PSI we have left after collecting an item of treasure. So I'm going to do this in a new tab. So example 6, then we're going to do our model, which many of you have seen before. If you do these cases, it's a standard way to solve the questions. To H. There we go. So what do I want to know? I want to know the start cell, end cell, oxygen from distance, oxygen.
I think the strategy I have to take with do the case, watch the video, get that new little Easter egg of what they're doing, go continue with the new information I have, then go back as I have a new roadblock, because he's answering more questions, like the next questions, that's actually like my brain won't absorb any of it because I haven't actually tried already, which, I mean, the best practice I've gotten all month is just doing it. And I was talking to my sales coach this last week, and so we're talking about like prospecting activities. It's like, Amber, well, what are you doing? And I was like, well, I feel like I need to like update my website and update my Instagram and do this. And he's like, okay, well, how many people have you just gone and talked to? And I'm like, no one. Like, I go to these networking events and they're fun. And a lot of times the people that I meet at those events are just kind of like sell through the room, not to the room. And so then I get backwards on myself, and it just kind of sometimes comes down to like, am I messaging people on LinkedIn? Am I asking people for like it? Sometimes the only way to learn is just to do it. And so similarly with this, I think my final attempts at practicing this next month the next week. I mean, Saturday is the MEWC qualification round. I'm not going to speak into the universe that I won't qualify. I think I could. You can feel that I don't believe that. But weirder things have happened. I've manifested a lot of weird stuff this year. So who knows? Could happen. But just got to keep practicing. So I think what I'm going to do with this one is go attempt that one thing that he had mentioned, then come back, watch the rest of his video. But I'm excited. I mean, honestly, for it being a hard case, I'm glad that I at least am like consistently getting some reps in, and like level 1 through 3 consistently aren't rocking my sales, which is nice. Which is not rocking a lot of other people's sales either, but I'll take the wins where I can get it. Anyways, we've got 4 more minutes. If you would like, so on Discord, we'll be doing, we have Monday Melee. We're going to be doing another test case here in 5-10 minutes. And so if you would like to join that, we come together. Here is a link to join the Discord. Plenty of the most brilliant people in the world. All love Excel. I've got my own subsection called Office Hours with Amber, and we've got the ADHD toolbox and some glimmers where you can talk about your wins. We also do our monthly goals. The last thing I'll say about this month is I realized, or I've mentioned this briefly, but what I realized is that there's this is like 3-4 months of the year left. And oftentimes with the ADHD brain, I let new ideas kind of squash old ones. And so I've made a vow with myself, I'm not allowed to have new ideas until December. And so in December, that's when I do my 2026 planning. So all of what you see here, what I'm doing was planned on December 4th last year on the plane coming back from the Excel conference. And so how I've created a year-long plan and stuck to it is hilarious. So basically from now until the end of the year, these are all the ideas I have to close out. I'm checking them off the list, but basically no new ideas. We just have to close the doors that we've opened. So I encourage all of you to kind of take a hard look at what did you tell yourself you were going to do this year? How much of it have you done? How much is still aligned with the vision and mission and spirit that you have? And go do stuff. Me too. I mean, it's painstaking because my ADHD just wants to just keep creating new ideas. But I'm like, I think I'm going to be so proud of myself at the end of the year saying, hey, I did all this stuff and it led to all of this other stuff. And if I just prove to myself that I can complete not just the 80% of a project, but all the way through the 100%, I'm excited because I think I've been creating a lot more evidence of that lately. And I encourage that for you as well. But yeah. Had something else. But yes, if you'd like to support me, this silly little live stream, this community, feel free to tell a friend, hey, I know a girl in Excel, continuous improvement, Lean Six Sigma, all similar words, like business process improvement, fractional engineering. I did just get someone who asked me at an event, oh, so you work in fracking? No, I don't. I don't work in fracking. I think I'm good with leaving that off my table. But things that are similar to things you might hear about or be familiar with or unfamiliar with is like demand planning, forecasting, supply chain environments, procurement, batch calculations, pricing calculators, profitability estimators, simulation of check-in behaviors at airports, forecasting systems for e-commerce brands. Really, the sky's the limit. So all I'm saying is I got plenty of skills, and although I look busy, plenty of time, and I'm here to chit chat with you about things. Also, I'm thinking through ideas of what does the 2026 Office Hours of the Amber look like? Who could be sure? We're still sorting through that because this year was all about up-leveling my skills to kind of keep up with the rising tides of Excel updates. But now I'm like, not that I'm saying I'm completely caught up, but I think that goal is kind of getting accomplished. So next year, what do we want to see? What do we want to do? What do I feel passionate enough to do every week for another year? I don't know. Let me know. Okay, heading over to Discord. Bye.